Okay, it's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 and home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, Be High, radio, shouting, stepping in the building. I got some of my East Coast fam and this thing tearing up some things in here. Big Saint Jhn, what's good with it, fellas?
What's good?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, feeling great. Now, Saint, it's been a minute since we talked, man. Last time we talked, you was on tour doing your thing. Then you come back in the building with a big dog with you. I mean, what the hell is going on, my dog?
I just want to surprise you.
Oh, no, it was a pleasant surprise. It was a pleasant surprise. But, I mean, break it down to me, man, the connection. How did y'all guys hook up?
Well, Tata played the music for me. Tata, if y'all don't know, that's the co-founder of Roc Nation, my brother.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was like, man, this guy is somebody we really wanted to try to sign, man. We love him, heard the music, couldn't stop listening to it, man. Like, I don't listen to music in the house. So I'm actually started listening to the music in the house, listening to it every day. And then I got a chance to meet him at this Pierre Moore show. We had an exchange of numbers. And then over the next few months, built a relationship, listened to his new project, right, with, you know, the new single Trap featuring Lil Baby with that, you know, the single off of that. And after that, it was history in the making, man. But I was actually shocked that he was able to make another classic album after Collection 1.
Oh, now, I mean, Saint, you wasn't shocked now, was you?
I mean, I got to do it, right? I got to make it, don't I?
Talk to me about hooking up with that boy Lil Baby and jumping out here with a banger, man.
Well, you like the record, first of all?
Man, I'm loving that record,
all right, good.
Yeah.
That's a great start. So everybody who hasn't heard it, they'll listen to it. They'll hear it. Yeah.
I mean, it's safe to say that record might make you McDonald's rich in this thing.
I mean, I might already be McDonald's rich, but I like it, though. I like the sentiment. No, we were working on the record. I was working on the next collection.
Yeah.
We thought of people, and we thought of Baby, and Chubby made it happen. Right? It hollered at Coach and P, and everything was smooth, and Chubby came through and put it all together.
Chubby Baby, where you at?
That boy Chubby. Now, I mean, talk to me about putting this whole new project together, though, man. I mean, was there anything different in the creative process than it was before?
I mean, on this collection, it came with a little bit more angst. It was a little bit more aggressive. Yeah. So on Collection 1, I was polite. I was making the songs that I wanted to make, and this time I wanted to say something. I wanted to say things a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So I did. So you could hear it on McDonald's Rich. White parents are going to hate this. You hear it on Trap. I'm saying it louder.
Being from New York, man, and being able to get a goat in the building with you, what kind of game have you gotten directly from Biggs that has helped to steer your career, man?
Limitless. We talk about humility. We talk about work ethic. Just on a regular basis, we talk about, let me see something really specific. We talk about the transaction of our relationships, right? Make sure things aren't transactional.
Facts.
Build a relationship first. Make sure things have genuine, the real equity is in a relationship.
Come on.
So building it from that standpoint first. That's something he preaches often.
I can dig that. Biggs, being back in the game, doing what you do best, man. What is it like for you moving and grooving out here?
You know, to be with somebody like Saint Jhn, a superstar, you know, and to have the authenticity that he has, music making ability, brand making, you know what I'm saying, and somebody who can make a song in probably every genre of music and be just as good as whoever's the biggest artist in that sector is something amazing to me because I've never seen that before. So it brought some new excitement to my life because I thought I would never be in music again. You know, you don't trip on artists like this every day, Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, or Jay-Z, you know, and now there's Saint Jhn in the same breath.
Exactly. Saint Jhn, I mean, how do you feel like your grind is, as a writer and an artist has prepared you for this moment in time right now where it feels and seems like you got this wind behind your back and this momentum going real strong? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm staying at the bottom constantly.
Talk to me.
Right? You come from absolutely nowhere. You come from really harsh circumstances. That's enough. That's the fuel. Every no I ever heard, every girl that said I wasn't cute, she lied. They all lied. Right? You use that as fuel.
I feel you.
So I'm right where I'm supposed to be with the right type of energy.
But speaking of clothing and apparel, though, Biggs, being a man that's been known for putting out rockaway and stuff like that, how do you feel about this apparel game right now?
I think it's still money to be made. It's hard to build brands like we did before. I mean, we got up to about a $700 million company before it was sold, but you could still build. It just takes a lot longer. A lot of times people don't understand, like brands that's doing good today, Supreme, for example, took 22 years to get to that point.
Ooh.
So nothing is overnight. It's same thing with artists. You know, it took us 10 years before we got to where we wanted with Jay. Same thing with Saint. People don't know that he's been grinding a lot before that.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, you talked about earlier, what's the difference between those albums? Your first album, it takes you a lifetime to make it.
Facts.
The next one is only that 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or a year, whatever it is. So when it takes you a lifetime to make something, you put everything into it. So again, that's why I was so shocked. So to be clear, why? Because now you have a short amount of time, and then to come back with another classic, I was like, wow. I mean, even us, we made little slip-ups with the Babyface song off the first single, off the second album. You know, Lucky Streets is Watching and Where I'm From and songs like that saved us. But, you know, you slip up and think you need to do things and cater to a certain crowd. But for him, he didn't want to compromise the integrity of his brand, and I respect that a lot.
I can definitely dig that. Now, I mean, Biggs, can you take me back to when you was a young man heading a $700 million company, thinking to yourself, how the hell did I get here?
Same thing, poor circumstances, been through extenuating circumstances, been evicted, lived in shelters, been, you know, the poorest of the poor. So using that as fuel, you know, everything around me that put me in a place. It was probably when I was 13, I said I'd never be impoverished again. So I never looked back.
Saint Jhn, what is your driving force right now, man? Going forward, I mean, first of all, how are people receiving this new project too, man?
It's working. Well, the new project isn't out. So Collection 1 is out and the new song is out. The new trap is out. It's going up. I've never seen one of my records go up this fast. It's so I'm not surprised. But when you ask for something and then it comes and it happens for you, you're still surprised, right?
That's right.
So I'm going to say for the record, I'm not surprised. I'm going to look up in the sky and say, yeah, you got me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Now, what do folks need to be expecting from this new project, though?
There's more. So for all the people that haven't heard Collection 1, for the people that don't know me, the music that I make is aggressive and beautiful and emotional and passionate and sincere, right? And all of those things.
And ignorant.
And ignorant. It's super ignorant. Let's not forget that.
I'm with it.
I almost forgot that. Somebody hugged me outside. I forgot myself. Forgive me.
I mean, do you have anything that's going to make white parents angry as hell in this thing?
Yes, probably.
Talk to me about that. When you get in there, you creating this music, I mean, what kind of emotions are you trying to evoke with folks when you get in that booth, man?
It depends on the record, right?
Yeah.
So when you hear songs like White Parents Are Gonna Hate This, I wanted aggression. I wanted it to feel like you were fast in the Porsche and you shouldn't have been listening to something you were listening to.
That's right.
Right? When you hear trap, I wanted it to feel passionate. I wanted you to feel what it felt like just to be out there working for something that you really desired. Right?
A hood love song.
Come on now. Now, Biggs, you done been in the game for a minute, man. From analog to digital. Talk to me about these changes from record sales of hardcore records to flat out, now we trying to count streams around this thing, man.
Yeah, but the thing with us, if you remember what we did at Roc A Fella, which the one thing that we did great was make all of our artists brands, right? You think about Beans, who has State Property, 3 movies, $100 million clothing line. Cameron had Dipset, right? That led to Jules and Jim Jones. Kanye speaks for itself. So it's about making yourself a brand and not just using the music, but using that as a springboard to get into different businesses. And that's the business that I'm interested in. That's why I'm in the St. John's business.
Talk to me about this St. John business right now, man. I mean, where do you see this guy taking it? And I mean, how much energy is it for you helping him to guide his career to where it needs to go?
I mean, it's easy because he has all the talent, you know. So for me, it's just putting him in front of people and amplifying the message that he already has. And, you know, and after that, you know, everybody's drawn in to the music, to the performance, you know what I mean, the way he dressed, to his personality, how articulate he is, what he cares about, you know. So it's so much that we never had an artist that had everything like this rolling at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So this is even new for me to see this, and I'm just like, wow.
Now, right now as a boss, Biggs, what are some of the things that you got up your sleeve that the people need to be aware of, man? Because I know you're working on some stuff as well.
Yeah, well, I just had 2 movies drop on HBO last week. The OG and It's a Hard Truth, Ain't It? So that's doing really well. We might be getting an Emmy next year for that. And we might be in running for Oscar with the documentary because we just got into 2 theaters.
Yeah.
Also, I just launched Bolo Media, partner with Valiant, so I'm looking to acquire films and develop TV and film projects, anything from 100,000 to 100 million. You know, I got 3 clothing lines, and I'm looking at, marketing company, a few other things. But right now, it's all about the Saint Jhn business because he'll be integrated in each one of those verticals.
Big facts, big facts. Now, you prepared, Saint Jhn? Well, I know that's a stupid question for me to even ask you, but I got to ask it anyway.
No, it's a valid question.
Are you prepared for this? Because, I mean, you got a mogul on your hands over here that's ready to integrate you all over the place. And it could wear you thin out here in these streets, man. Mentally, are you ready? Physically, are you ready? And, I mean, how are you preparing for all of this?
Yeah, because he can't get any thinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He already got them the 12 pack showing.
You blaming me for the lobster rolls, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get here accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get here at this point accidentally. It takes a lot of carefully crafted steps.
Yeah.
So my question to you, do you think I'm prepared?
Well, I knew when I first met you, Saint Jhn, that you didn't play. See, that's one thing. You interview a lot of different people, and some folks come in here and they don't play, and he's one of those people. That's what I loved about you. And then when I started to hear the music and started to see it bubble out here in these streets, I said, oh, he's not playing. Yeah. Then you come back in here with Biggs. I said, he's not fucking around. You see what I'm saying? That's why I was at with it then. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're ready, and I'm excited to see where you go take it, man. But my question is, in your wildest dreams, where do you see yourself going with it then?
See, I don't want to limit my dreams. This is here's what you get to do, right? You get to a point where you dream, and as you get close to executing your dreams, you got to redream. So you ask me a question as I'm redreaming. I'm where I thought I'd be. Now I got to write the script for the next.
How is that for you, though, man? Because, I mean, success is a beautiful thing. And once you experience that success, a lot of people, they might get, lackadaisical, and they don't want to do nothing else. So as you start to rewrite your dream and fulfill your new destiny that you want to create, where do you see yourself going with that? I had to double back on you.
Well, listen, I'm into brand building. Right? I like marketing. I like graduating ideas. I like products. That's why I think of music in terms of collections. I like designing products. So music is the type of product, not to think of it in some dismissive way, but anything you make, anything tangible could be a product. This TV is a product. This mic is a product. These songs I make are a product. I just happen to be the artist selling it and the artist creating it.
Now, when you think about music as a whole, man, and the platform that you got a hold of now, how do you feel like your message would be able to move the culture forward?
I mean, that's an ambitious thing to say. I think only time will tell. Right? Don't put me in a position to have to say something and then have to live it down.
Well, I had to put you there because, see, the whole thing is that when I heard the music, I felt like you could go there with it. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm going as far as I possibly can go. So you asked me what the plan is, what it's going to look like in 10 years. The idea is to have an independently operating business, right? So I saw the Roc A Fella model. I got to see it up close. It's 2019. Here's my version.
Ooh, now that's nasty. Now I'm talking about from your conscience, though. You know, me personally, as a radio personality, my main thing is to give a platform to up-and-coming artists, new artists, old school artists, anybody that needs to have something to say. I want to use my platform as a vessel to make sure that they can get their point across and out there to the masses. So now, with you, what is coming? What is the message that you want to convey and impart upon these people out here to actually give them something to look forward to? So when you look at what Biggs them did, I mean, you know the inspiration that you got from watching them do what they did.
Yeah.
I'm in the South, and I got the same inspiration myself. So what is it that you want to do to inspire the next generation coming after you, watching you make this transition from BK to the damn top?
The point of this is it's all possible. If the only thing you take from my story by the end of this is that it's possible, then I did a lot. Right? Because kids that look like me from places that house people like me, it's not possible for us.
Come on now.
You can't be here in this position, speaking like this, talking like this, acting this free, creating art. It's not possible. It's unfathomable, right?
Right.
If I told this to I'm sure I told this to my mom when I was, 9 or 10 or something like that. She thought I was crazy.
That's right.
She called me yesterday and she told me she liked my song that I put out a year ago.
That's how mamas do.
It's possible now.
Yeah.
I made it possible so that someone that looks like me, a little girl or a little boy coming up behind me, they know it's possible. Because I got to watch Jay and Biggs and Dame from remotely, miles away, even though it was from Brooklyn. It felt like a billion miles away on TV. And now it's possible. I made it possible. So someone that's looking at me, I'm their local hero. It's possible for them. And if I could save one of them, then they could save 10 of them.
That's right. Now, Biggs, being a legend in your own right, man, when you look over your career and you see the work that y'all put in, man, and we talk about the possibilities of it all, did you think that all of that stuff that y'all were able to do was going to be possible for you too?
Early on, we did think really big,
Yeah.
but I didn't think it would be at the stage that it is today, to be honest. You know what I mean? Especially where Jay has took it, you know, he took the torch and, you know, and ran with it and is still running.
Yeah.
So I'm inspired by my brother every day, even though, you know, we from the same place, you know, we feel, taste, everything is the same for us. But I look at that as inspiration every day. Every time he does something, when I hear it in the news, when he tell me the moves he's making, how he's helping people, right now, that's the biggest inspiration in my life. And it helps me move forward in that direction.
What was that tipping point for y'all when you felt like, you know what, fellas, we done made it and it ain't no turning back?
Probably, I mean, Hard Knock Life, you know, if you think about that, we were 2 albums in, but that album sold 7 million copies. So,
Yeah.
you know, and we had just did a deal a year before. But, you know, every time we sold the company, we feel like we made it. But, you know, we always strive to do something big and better.
Now, when you look at hip-hop from the 90s, being able to be in the mix in that golden era all the way up until now, because right now I feel like we in the middle of another golden era, might I add, too, because I ain't seen this many talented people since the 90s that were actually bringing the funk. How do you compare the two times, man? The 90s when, you know, you got flat-out legendary shit going on, and now we got stuff that we see and we feel like could also be legendary stuff, too.
It's kind of hard to compare, but it was just less talent at that point. So, you know, if there was 100 artists, now there's 10,000. So there's just the pool grew a lot bigger. But I don't know if it's something to compare. You know what I mean? Everybody has taste, right? And then the music evolved. And there's a different sound right now. So it's not nothing that I really compare. I just enjoy everything that's happening. And I love the way everything is evolving, especially hip-hop becoming the #1 genre.
Exactly. When you came back out, Biggs, and you saw that it was 10,000 folks trying to rap, and that's saying it lightly.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind at that time when you realized? Because at the end of the day, too, watching y'all do what y'all did inspired a lot of folks to want to get out there and throw their hat in the ring, too.
Exactly. But that's why we keep doing different businesses and open doors and talking about it, because once we got into the music business and we had that independent spirit, it was only a few at that time, right? Us, Cash Money, Master P, a couple of people, damn, I forgot, out of New York with Buck Wild and but at the same time, before that, it was I can be an athlete. Then it was like, wait, I could be an athlete or have a business or be an artist. Then it's, oh, I can be an athlete, be an artist, or have a clothing company. Or I can do that now and have an army that I can have my own liquor company. Or I can have my own sporting agency. So we just kept going. And every time we open a door, you know, our foot is right in there, letting everybody else in there. You know what I'm saying? And through the back door. So we just continue to do the same thing, open doors, and then hope people come in, you know.
Now, when it came to cranking up all of those different businesses, I mean, what gave y'all the wherewithal to go about doing it that way? Was it divine? Like, you know what, fellas, we got this money, we got this platform, let's go ahead and try this. Or was it a case of, you know what, they don't want to let us in here, so let's go ahead and build this for ourselves?
True hustlers hustle, man, and we grind, and continue to. Nothing has changed as far as that goes, you know.
Exactly.
The work ethic is on 1,000.
Now, when we speak about work ethic, how has your work ethic changed over the years, St. John? Because, see, you know, now it seems like you're on the fast track, but it wasn't always fast track. So, I mean, what is it like now when you're going full speed?
It feels like the right pace. This feels normal.
Yeah.
I get this question, and the strange answer is, this feels normal. Because to be here, you got to project yourself, imagine yourself here. I had to imagine myself here 10 years ago, right? So that means I had to prepare for it within that length of time. So now that it looks like the fast track, remember, it took 10 years for it to happen this fast.
Now, when it comes to adjusting the obstacles and different things from conception to fruition, when you're doing different business ventures and you got these ideas that you want to execute, what is it like when stuff comes out of nowhere, and how do y'all adjust the plans to keep the party going? Because a lot of folks that watch y'all be successful out here in these streets, they just figure it's a straight line to success. It ain't no turns, no stops, or no kind of obstructions nowhere along the way. So how do y'all overcome any obstacles that y'all might have faced along the way?
For me, failures is the biggest lesson. So we learn from that early on.
Yeah. And
nothing is easy. You know what I mean? We work hard for every single company that I just talked about, and the ones that I probably didn't talk about that failed. You know, so the failures is a big lesson. So that actually motivates me too, because the next time around, I learned from that and know what not to do.
That's right. Saint Jhn?
I mean, mine is remarkably similar, right? That's why our relationship is so strong, because we think similarly. See, failure was an enormous tool for me. I enjoyed failure. That doesn't mean I liked failing. That means when I failed, I knew I was doing the wrong thing, right?
That's right.
So you eliminate that off the list. Cool, 99 more shots to take. I know that one didn't work.
That's right.
Right.
Now, Biggie Smalls, the anniversary of his death just passed recently. What goes through your mind when you look back on those times, man? Did you feel like y'all were in the middle of some legendary stuff?
Definitely.
Or did you just feel like, you know what, we young, fun, and we the best at what we doing right now?
We did feel that way too. So the answer both, it did feel legendary, but I mean, we came in the game cocky, thinking and knowing that we were the best. It didn't matter, not to take away from big talent, the Tupac talent, or Nas, or whoever was out there, but we always felt we were the best. But what goes through my mind during that time, Biggie was a great presence. He was a funny dude. He was a good friend. And I remember getting a call. I was actually on a ski trip when Tata called and told me that he had just got shot and was killed. And him and Jay was, and I remember crying, you know what I'm saying? And me and Big wasn't as cool as Jay was, but I remember how, you know what I mean, how it hit me. Yeah. And left the ski trip to go back to spend time with them, man. But it was definitely a sad moment for the world.
What was it like navigating through the industry at that time, though, man, with all of this beef going on? And, I mean, y'all being big dogs in the game, it could easily get sucked into either side.
I mean, when you come from the neighborhoods that we come from with beef every day, the beef in the game wasn't that, it wasn't real beef to us, you know.
But when the money's at stake then, when you thinking about, you know what, the wrong move could cost us a lot of money out here in these.
So, same thing in the streets, right? So,
I'm with you.
Same thing, right? So for us, it wasn't nothing that we felt we couldn't deal with.
So now when you think about hip-hop and its transitions over the years, during the time for where New York was on top of everything to where it's going down in the South right now, how do you feel about the different transitions and the movements within hip-hop over the years? Again,
I love the way it's evolving. It doesn't matter which state it's coming from. I just love that it's getting bigger and bigger.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that just makes everybody else step up. So if it's, you know, more people in the South are popping off right now, hopefully that'll make New York hungrier. Or LA hungrier, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know, Houston and Texas and everything else, you know. So obviously I want everything firing, pistols firing off on all cylinders, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm enjoying it, you know what I mean? I love everything that's coming out of Atlanta.
Talk to me, Saint Jhn, coming out of BK with it, man. Having that cape on your back. Do you feel any pressure stepping out after Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls, Fabulous, a whole bunch of hardcore folks that really put it down for the town?
Somebody got to do it, right?
That's right.
If not me, then who?
Come on now.
Right? I mean, these are enormous shoes to fill, so I'm not looking to fill those shoes. I don't want to fill shoes. I want to build a whole new wardrobe.
That's right.
That's the point. There's places we haven't gone, and I want to take us there. I learned a lot from the people that laid groundwork before me, paid tribute to them, and I constantly reference them. Because that was motivation and inspiration for me. But where I want to go is where we haven't gone yet. What I'm interested in doing is what I haven't seen us do yet.
That's right. Now, Biggs, during your time that you was locked down, what was going through your mind during that time? What were you thinking during that time of incarceration, man?
Just getting some rest, working out, thinking about my health and wellness.
Exactly.
And then, you know, you start to think about the snowball effect and the people that got affected from that, right? Your family, friends, and things like that. Because when you get in a situation like that and you just take that time, you know, because basically I just took time for not telling.
Yeah.
And you don't think about the repercussions or what happens to the family. You just do it because you're a man and you know, you was born into this and this is kind of how you was bred. This is your DNA.
Exactly.
So a lot of things happen with them that I wish that wouldn't have happened. But for me, it was just move forward, you know what I mean? Take it on the chin and then, you know, come out and rebuild.
How does the fam now seeing you back out here bucking and getting it done like you're supposed to, man?
I mean, everybody's loving it, man. Yeah. So it's a lot of love, friends and family all over. You know, I'm in a different space. You know, I say it a lot. I don't wish prison on nobody, but it was good for me. I need to sit down and just cool out for a minute. Yeah. And, you know, I came out with a different mind state.
I can definitely dig it. Yeah. Lastly, fellas, how can people contact y'all and anything else y'all want to get off your chest?
I'm at Biggs Burke on Instagram, you know, and other social platforms as well. But you can start right there.
Yeah. And mine's is Saint Jhn, SaintJhn. I say everything in music.
Bet it up.
Yeah.
One more question, Biggs. With this Instagram and stuff, how do you think it would have affected hip hop back then, man?
We would have probably not. We might not have had a street team, and Antonio right there might not have been. He might not have been where he is right now.
I can definitely dig it, man. Well, fellas, Saint Jhn, my dog, Big, my dog. Appreciate y'all coming through this thing,
right.
man. Wish y'all
Appreciate for
nothing but the
having
best
us.
and much success.
Thank
Right.
Be High Radio Shout. It's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.